Okay, we have the next part. This one is cows and calves. This is this has the Tubby Custard Footprints segment from Painting with Hands and Feet, aka Who Spilled the Tubby Custard. And yeah, I remember when I read a description for this episode, it said that uh, all the Teletubbies, even Poe, follow the footprints, but Poe was the one who caused the footprints. I vaguely remember seeing this on TV because, unlike in Here Come the Teletubbies actually see the windmill spinning, and the TV event music from Baby Animals plays. So yeah, it's ironic they use the same audio of Dipsy giggling when he runs off from the original episode, which was also used in Dance with the Teletubbies when they watched the Dancing Bear. Yeah, and then the TV event where cows and calves. I don't know why I'm just completely bored right now. I'm getting much farther into making these Teletubbies memory videos than last year. Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about last year. Just love that meme. The baby son's giggling afterwards is different, and then we have the original segment where the Tubby Custard, or not the Tubby. I don't know what I'm saying. The Teletubbies are making Tubby Custard crumbs. Tubby Toast crumbs. No. I keep getting the names wrong. Yeah. I remember this segment was a bonus feature on a DVD, but I think it was. Was it All Fall Down? Or was it it was some DVD. I forget which one it was. But yeah. And I thought this wasn't in this episode. I thought it was a different segment, which may or may not be in the rerun airing, but we'll get to that in a little bit. At the end of the segment, they show a closing shot, and as they show the closing shot, the narrator says, "And Teletubbies love each other very much." Yeah. And then they go do the walking dance. It's the shortened version, and the audio of the Teletubbies giggling in this dance is different than in most other episodes. And the voice trumpet's almost halfway up, not exactly halfway, but almost. I know some people mentioning that when it's just over the flowers, or just when it immediately cuts to the voice trumpet rising, it just starts to turn its head. And Tinky Winky is the missing Teletubby. Once again, the rating logo shows up after the intro in some airings. And Lala's the Boo Shouter. In the Pledge Drive airing, it's the segment from Bubble Pictures where Poe shows how to make Tubby Custard, which I do remember seeing that, but I can't remember if it was different. I can't remember if it was different than in the Delilah Pecking episode that I already talked about. But yeah. And then after the TV event, it's the segment from Feeding Sheep in the Winter, where the Teletubbies can't decide what to have, Tubby Toast or Tubby Custard. I remember seeing this segment in Czech, I think, on YouTube. I think I might have seen it on TV. It seems like such a familiar segment. I had a dream where I watched that segment and the bumping dance in that episode, and they went to watch a TV event, I think. The music was different during the dance, and the windmill was heard throughout almost the entire time. But instead of the bumping dance, the scene of the Teletubbies coming outside to see the windmill spinning from balancing is used. And they go watch the Animal Parade, and apparently it is the same version from Balancing, from what I've heard. Which I don't think I remember that, because like that didn't have the Teletubbies listening for the elephant's trumpet. So yeah. And Dipsy's the Boo Shouter, I think it might be the same ending from the Making Flowers episode. But yeah, I think the alternate ending music is used. The rerun airing, I think it might have the same opening scene with the Who Spilled the Tubby Custard segment, but I think it had the Right Path 1 opening shot. Like in Here Come the Teletubbies. I could be wrong. I don't think it did it though. But yeah. And then this is the segment that I thought it had, the regular airing had, but it's the Noisy Poe segment from Animals Fish, or sometimes known as Animals 4 Fish. I don't know what the 4 is for. They probably like filmed these episodes out of order, because there were other similar animal themed TV events. Yeah, basically like Poe keeps making like loud noises on the control panels, like really loud, and like yeah, and they still do the walking dance, but I think apparently it's the same version from numbers 3, but version 1, where like it's kind of like a bit different, like when the Teletubbies take like a few steps forward and a few steps back, you know, kind of like put your right foot in, kind of like that. The baby son's shown screaming, and they do that part again, and the music goes higher pitched, like in Dance with the Teletubbies, where that happens. I can't remember though; it was still the same version, but with I think the regular audio of the Teletubbies giggling, like I think the from the later episodes, not from the earlier episodes, there were like 2 different audio clips used. And in the Sprout airing, it has the Baba Black Sheep segment from Lambs. I don't know, I could be wrong. I'll better check. Yeah, it's that segment. I might remember that segment, but I don't know if I remember appearing at the beginning of an episode. And then after the TV event is the segment from Arthur Robot Story, where Poe wakes up late and the Teletubbies are like doing exercises and stuff. I vaguely remember this. Like since like the Baba Black Sheep segment's a bit long, I feel like the TV event might play once. Even though I do not remember the TV event ever playing once in any episodes. I always remember playing twice, except for in the home videos. It's fine. And then after that, they watch The Magic Tree, which is apparently the same version from Naughty Horse Returns, but I don't know if that's for sure, because, like, in this version of the event, it's off-sync, practically. I don't think I remember, like, an episode where any of the magical events were off-sync. Same with, like, the Teletubbies giggling being off-sync, and the tiptoe dance in some episodes. And Poe's the Boo Shouter. Next up is Mander Temple. This originally aired as episode 100 in the US or in the UK series, but here it's episode 34. For the 100th episode in the UK series, they did like a lot of special things. Since the TV event was about like a celebration, the Teletubbies were playing all over the land to celebrate. Here, they're not really doing that much celebrating. Obviously, it's not the season finale yet. Actually, the season finale for this episode, in my opinion, is quite boring, but we'll get to that later. It smells stink bug. So first up is the morning exercises segment from Irish Dancing. This time it has the Right Path 2 opening shot without the windmill on screen, and with the sun baby sighing being, and the opening music coming a bit early, like a second early. I think I might remember the segments. I remember seeing the Irish dancing episode on YouTube back around the early 2010s. And I was like quite amused because of how the TV event starts. Yeah, the voice trumpet keeps saying "and again," and they don't want to do any more exercises. Yeah, and Poe says "run away," and then right as they all say "run away," the TV event music plays, and they all run away and they watch the TV event. So they're celebrating like a special Indian festival. I forget what it's called. The Diwali festival. That sounds cool. There's like a lot of food and stuff there. It's just like absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite TV events. I'm not sure if I remember this TV event, but yeah. The audio of Poe cheering when she gets chosen from the later episodes is used once again. And the original UK narration for this TV event is kept, and the baby son's giggling at the end is different. And then after that is the Tubby Custard Cloud segment from Swimming with Stephanie. And the segment starts right away. No opening shots, no rabbit song either. But yeah, basically. And this is a segment a lot of people may remember from the Funny Day video. They're looking at different clouds. A long, thin, wispy one appears. That one's my favorite part. And then the little puffy cloud floats into the house, and there's like a bunch of clouds like inside the house. It was so freaky. And the narrator's dialogue is re-recorded. Instead of little fluffy one, he says big fluffy one. And instead of rather inconvenient, he says kind of inconvenient. So yeah. Which I may or may not remember that. I'm not sure. But yeah. And then the Nunu tidies up Lala's spilled tubby custard and tidies up the cloud, and then he like blows it away into the sky, and it's all pink. And the Tubby Custard Cloud prop would be seen again in some later episodes, but not really pink anymore. And unlike in Funny Day, where the magical event just starts right away, the windmill starts spinning with the normal windmill animation, and they show a clip of the Teletubbies saying "uh-oh" from Hanukkah. And unlike in that episode, they used the audio of the Teletubbies saying "uh-oh" from the theme song. And unlike in Hanukkah, like it doesn't like the camera doesn't stay on like the front door of the house for several seconds. I don't know like why they did that in that episode. I think it had something to do with the magical event tune or something, but it just seems so out of place. And then they go watch the magic tree. It's the same version from Naughty Pig, except the windmill's magical event tune is off sync. The baby son's giggling at the beginning is different. Although it uses the same audio of the sun baby screaming, it shows the clip of her screaming from Tubby Bye Bye. I think you might know which clip I'm talking about. And the voice trumpet's a few inches lower, I think. Lala's the missing Teletubby. Once again, the rating logo shows up right after the intro in some airings. I speculated that the ending to the episode is the ending from Ned's Geraniums, with Poe being the boo shouter. In a pledge drive airing, at least from what I can kind of remember, or at least what some people have speculated, is the opening scene from Lambs, where Tinky Winky is playing with the control panels, making ba sounds. I don't think I remember that. That one had that windmill animation where it was just the normal outside windmill animation, but with the window plastered over it. Unlike the other windmill animation usually used for indoor segments. So yeah, basically, I remember seeing that. Not sure if it was this segment or not. Then after that is apparently the tiptoe dance, and it's the extended version. I'm not sure if I remember that happening this episode. And I don't know, maybe this was the episode I saw with that. Probably. I think it might have been the same version from the US version of ice skating. But then after that is the Tubby Custard Cloud segments. I think it might have went exactly the same as in Funny Day. I'm not really sure. Like, it had the same opening shots from that video, and the narrator's dialogue from the video was the same. And at the end of the segment, it just immediately cut to the windmill spinning for a magical event. And I think it was still the magic tree. I don't think it was the magic house like in that video. And the windmill stopped spinning instead of the baby son screaming this time. And Poe's still the boo shouter. In the rerun airing, I think I remember like the morning exercises segment. The original voice trumpet voice was kept. I think it was Toya Wilcox who did the voice in the original version. In this one, I think it was Tony Berry. I think she did the additional female voice trumpet voices for season 1. And the later seasons, it was Jane Sheldon. And then after the TV event is and then it's the door segment from camping, basically where a door appears. It makes more sense to show up at the end of the episode instead of at the beginning. And I think it went exactly the same as in Big Hug, except I think like, yeah, with the baby son giggling instead of the windmill spinning at the end. Except I think like they use that weird like audio of the baby son, like the baby son's weird sound from the original UK version of the episode, unlike in the US version of Big Hug where they redubbed that. So yeah, I vaguely remember something like that. And then a Sprout airing, instead of the magic tree, they do the magic house, and it starts the same way as in Funny Day, with like just the event starting right away. But this time it's the bottom right window version, which I vaguely remember. And the windmill stops spinning. Dipsy's the boo shouter. Next up is rollerblading. The first segment is from Naughty Bee, where the Teletubbies are busy with their favorite things. I know this segment from Favorite Things, but it's very different from the video than I remember. The narrator's dialogue is re-recorded, and part of the segment is shortened, which I did not expect at all when I was trying to like compare the two versions of the segment when I tried reworking on this document. But yeah, I love like at the end of the segment where when the windmill starts spinning, also the baby son screaming is different. Where Poe, like, she says "uh-oh" before she even sees the windmill spinning, and then she rides off, and the other Teletubbies say "uh-oh" one by one. And then the TV event, the two girls and their mom going rollerblading. The parts of this segment are shortened, including the beginning part, Mardette blading, and the kids and their mom eating lunch. And the music is censored apparently in this version. Like it's replaced by different music. I don't know if it was some licensing thing or something. But yeah, this TV event was filmed uh in New York City also. So yeah, the baby son's giggling at the end is different as well. Next up is the segment from Playing Ball. The baby son's giggling at the beginning is different. And the audio of Lala saying "uh-oh" is off sync, and the opening shot is shortened also. But this segment's a little bit different. I remember basically like it's a really long segment. The first half of the segment is just Dipsy's hat shrinking as she just and he just uh shows it off to everyone in Teletubby Land, and then it grows big, and he shows that off as well, and then it goes back to normal size, and he shows that off. From what I remember, this segment, this is like definite Mandela effect. Like some people are saying this happened in the pledge drive airing. I don't really know because I remember this also happened on the was it the Altogether Teletubbies DVD that had this? But like I only remember Dipsy's hat growing like really big. I don't remember it shrinking to small size. I think I remember the part where he shows off his normal sized hat to everyone is shortened. But yeah. And yeah. And Pose the Missing Teletubby once again. The rating logo shows up after the intro and some airings. I think it was only specifically in the airings that have been found on archive. I think you might remember when they're found an archive documenting the 9/11 event. But yeah. And apparently I've speculated the ending to the episode is from Tulips. Tinky Winky's the boo shouter. The slide sounds are a bit off sync, and the credits are a bit delayed. I actually like noticed very few episodes in the US dub have Tinky Winky being the boo shouter. I remember like I heard a lot of episodes had Poe being the boo shouter, but I barely remember that at all. So in the pledge drive airing, that's what everyone's saying, that the segment was cut short. Yeah. But what I remember from this airing is that afterwards they do the splashing dance, which I think is the same version from Colors Blue. And I think Tinky Winky is still the boo shouter. And the rerun airing, it's the segment from Naughty Bee, the other one, where Poe loses her scooter, and she finds it, and she rides all over the place and chases the Teletubbies. It's a very crazy segment. But yeah. And the ending to the episode, or the ending to the segment from Emily and the Trap are used, where they see the windmill spinning for a magical event. And it is the same magical event from that episode, the Magic House. It's the bottom left window version. So yeah. And Lala's the boo shouter. And the Sprout airing, I love saying it, and the Sprout airing like that, like when I say very weird though, or like, but yeah. It's the segment from Josie's Pots, I think, where like the Teletubbies are losing their favorite things. I don't really remember this segment. But yeah, I only remember in the favorite things video. But yeah. And I think like the windmill, normal windmill animation is like the faster one that was used in like Ned's bicycle after the flag disappeared. I could be wrong. And then after that, they go watch the Magic Tree. The windmill stops spinning and the voice trumpet is delayed. Next up is Colors Blue. This is an episode I may or may not remember. I thought I never saw the Colors episodes, but I think I might. I got the TV events confused with like a Sesame Street segment once again. So the first segment, I honestly didn't even think was in this episode. It's from the UK version of Carnival, where Lala plays her ball. The line where the narrator says "down it comes" is changed, and when the windmill starts spinning, there's two different windmill whooshing sounds. Uh, yeah, which I don't really know why that happens. And then the audio of the Teletubbies saying "uh oh" is different as well. And then the TV event, the audio of Lala giggling when she gets chosen is not off sync this time. And yeah, unlike the Numbers episodes, the Colors TV events were kept unchanged. But yeah, basically the Colors TV events, they show off different kinds of things with different colors, like paint and like this weird like these different colored cars, like this boiling like water, like food coloring almost. That's what it looks like. And then they paint such beautiful masterpieces. Oh my god. But yeah. And then both the opening and main segments have the field shot of that field with the rabbits playing in that's usually used before the lion and bear begins. And it's the blue sky segment, which I'm pretty sure some may remember this. I think this was on a DVD. The was it the blue sky video itself? The video like that was named after this. But yeah, the original audio of the voice trumpets singing "Blue, Blue, Blue Sky Blue" from Alex Pascal. Alex Pascal. I got the name right. Is heard. I remember the segment, but I can't remember it ended the same way as in the original UK version, where they like where Poe just like runs off and then they do like the splashing dance. But instead, something very interesting happens, where uh, where the windmill starts spinning up while Poe is looking at her reflection in the puddle, and then the windmill starts spinning, like I said, and then Poe runs off without even saying "uh oh," and then like the windmill's magical event tune is a little bit mixed up, and they go watch the magic tree. And apparently, the same second half of the episode is from the Sunday special version where that happens. And after the windmill stops spinning, the camera cuts to the voice trumpet instead of fading to the voice trumpet. So yeah, I do remember seeing an episode where that happened. I think it might have been this episode. I think I remember a few episodes where that happened. I know, like in the UK series, it mostly happened in the episodes with the lion and bear, and after the three ships and tropical fish and snowy story. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, and Dipsy's the missing Teletubby, and also the Boo Shouter. This episode aired on September 28th, 1998, the same day as Rangoli. And in the Pledge Drive airing, it's the same opening scene from the original episode where Nunu tidies up the Tubby Toast and catches them. Yeah. Nunu, like, barely does anything this episode. Like, even, like, Lala's ball segment's so pointless. I mean, I guess she's, like, throwing up to the blue sky. Like, the Nunu does tidy up. I wish Nunu did have more focus since he is blue. But yeah. But, like, I think I remember in the Ooh DVD, the audio of the Teletubbies saying "uh-oh" and the TV event music were different. I don't know if that happens in this episode. It might. I'm not sure. And then after that is the. And then after that, from what I've heard, it's the segment from tennis where Lala and Plo? Lala and Poe are playing catch with Lala's ball, which I kind of remembered this because, like, right after that, shows the baby son giggling, and then the three ships just starts right away. Yeah. And I think Dipsy's still the boo shouter, this time with the alternate ending music. And the rerun airing. How many times can I keep saying that? I don't know. All that's different is just the camera fades to the voice trumpet after the windmill stops spinning, which I may or may not remember. And Lala is the boo shouter. In the Sprout airing, it's the opening segment. The opening segment is the scene from Sea Lions, where the Teletubbies keep making adjustments on the control panel. And yeah. And then after that, it's after the three ships, they actually kept the splashing dance, which I may or may not remember. And also, it's apparently the same version from Bubbles, where the ending is a bit shortened. I may or may not remember that. I'm not sure. But yeah. And Poe is the boo shouter. Actually, I don't think I remember seeing an episode on Sprout that had Poe being the boo shouter. I could be wrong. I may remember like one episode. I'm not sure if this is that one. But I think I'm gonna stop here right now. Need a little break. See you later.